Hello everyone, this is Dr.P.Syamala from the Department of MBA International Business, Acharya Nagarjuna University. And our today's topic is about the Sebi. So Sebi is nothing but Securities Exchange Board of India. So if we see what is the Sebi means, Sebi stands for Securities and Exchange Board of India. Okay, and if we see about it, it is a statutory regulatory authority for the securities market in India, responsible for regulating and developing securities market in India. Okay, so basically if we want to see what is the securities, what is the Sebi means, Sebi oversees, Sebi looks over about the securities and the commodities market in India. Okay, it acts like a regulatory authority over all these securities markets, over all these commodities markets in India. Okay, why? Because in order to see that no malpractice have been done in these securities market or else commodities market, basically it want to safeguard the investors' interest. Okay, so for that purpose Sebi was introduced. Okay, so Sebi was established as a non-statutory body through a government resolution on April 12th, 1988. Okay, so after that it became an autonomous body on 12th April 1992. Okay, so if we see that previously it was established as a non-statutory body in the year 1988. Okay, so after that it became an autonomous body on 12th April 1992. Okay, it means that it has a statutory, it is a statutory body. It has it is treated as it has an apex powers. Okay, so it is considered as an apex regulatory body overseeing the securities and the commodities derivatives market in India. Okay, so the Ministry of Finance of the Government of India has overall administrative control, okay, over its functions, and the Sebi is considered as a watchdog. Okay, Sebi is considered as a watchdog of a securities market. Okay, so it is considered as a watchdog. Sebi is considered as a watchdog of a securities market. And what is the reason for the establishment of a Sebi? Okay, so why this Sebi was introduced means during 1980s there was a tremendous growth in the capital market due to increasing participation of public. Okay, means here in capital markets public were investing their money very more wide investments can be seen in that time in 1980s. Okay, so whenever more people are investing their amount, this lead to malpractices. Okay, malpractices in the market, securities market. Okay, like rigging of prices, unofficial premium on new issues, okay, violation of rules and regulations, stock exchanges, listing requirements, delay in delivery of shares. Okay, all these are considered as malpractices, or else all these activities will lead to the loss, okay, to the investors. So therefore Sebi was introduced. Why? Because it oversees all the market. Okay, and the basic objective of Sebi is to protect the investors. Okay, so it gives some education on the securities market to the investors, and Also, it regulates the brokers or else the intermediaries in the market, who are known as like this brokers, merchant bankers, okay, companies, investment consultants, all these are considered as the brokers. And if we see, this resulted in many investor grievances, okay, because of a lack of proper penal provision and legislation. The government and the stock exchanges were not able to redress these grievances of the investors. Okay, so this led to the establishment of Sebi before 1992. Okay, before 1992 there is no proper penal provision or else proper legislation for any malpractices or else for any violation of rules and regulations, or else for listing of companies, listing requirements, okay, or else for premium on new issues, unofficial premium on new issues. So for all these issues, okay, there is no proper penal provision or else legislation which protect the investors. Okay, so this lead to investor grievances, which ultimately at the end of the day resulted in the establishment of the Sebi. Okay, so if we see the objective, what is the main objective means, its main objective was to promote orderly and health, okay, orderly and healthy growth of securities, orderly and healthy growth of securities, and also to provide protection, okay, protection to the investors, right? So orderly and healthy growth of securities. Orderly is nothing but here orders will be given from the security Sebi, okay, and development of securities is also important, okay, means the growth in the securities market and commodities derivatives market, and at the same time, okay, providing the protection to the investors. Okay, so we may see the objective of Sebi in three aspects. Okay, one is to promote orderly and also healthy growth of securities, and also to provide protection to the investors. So developmental aspects can be seen in the objective, okay, protection is seen in the objective, okay, functions wise we can see the promote orderly means the directions, okay, from the Sebi. According to the directions from the Sebi only, the securities market will be following. Okay, so if we see the preamble of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, so what is the main preamble of the Securities Exchange Board of India means, okay, to protect the interest of investors, okay, to protect the interest of investors in securities and promote the development of and to regulate the securities market and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So this is the basic preamble of the Sebi, means protecting the interest of investors, promoting the development, regulating the securities market. Three aspects. Okay, again I am repeating. One is protecting the investors, okay, and second one is promoting, okay, promoting, and third one is the regulating, okay, promoting, protecting, promoting, regulating the securities market. So this is the basic preamble of the Securities and Exchange Board of India. If we see the objectives of Sebi, so what are the objectives of Sebi? First one is investor protection. Okay, first one is investor protection. So what does investor protection means? Sebi ensures that investors are treated fairly and have access to accurate information, thereby protecting their interest. We all know that in securities market, investors invest their money. Okay, why? Because in order to get profits by investing their money, like in the form of purchasing of shares, for example. Okay, so if the share price of a company increases, means definitely the investor who invested in particular company, okay, they will earn profit on that particular share of a company. Okay, so likewise here investor protection is important. Why? Because they are investing their money in securities market. Therefore here Sebi should give, or else Sebi should ensure the investors, they should the Sebi should treat fair, and it should give accurate information regarding those companies, regarding the securities market. Okay, by protecting the interest of the investors. Okay, so this is about the investor protection. If we see second aspect, market regulation. So what does market regulation means? Sebi regulates the securities market to maintain its integrity, prevent fraud, and promote fair practices among market participations. Okay, definitely there should be market regulation. So what who will regulate that particular market, or else who will regulate the securities market? Means Sebi regulates the securities market. Why? Because why, on how it will regulate, how the Sebi will regulate these securities market means, okay, by seeing or else maintaining its integrity. It prevents fraud in the companies. Okay, because we all know that listed companies and unlisted companies. So listed companies means by seeing the overall performance of the organization, then only Sebi will treat particular company as a listed company or unlisted company. If it is a listed company, means definitely any investor can invest in that particular company. Okay, so likewise Sebi it gives a fair information, accurate information. Okay, and it maintains integrity, it prevents fraud. Okay, and also it promotes fair practices among market participation. Fair practices, before that we all see malpracticing in the securities market before the establishment of Sebi, by rigging of the prices. Okay, by not giving the shares in proper time. Okay, delay in issuing of shares, likewise. But after the Sebi, all these problems are not seen. Okay, so if we see third aspect, development. Okay, development of market. So Sebi works to foster the growth and development of the securities market through reforms and policies that encourage investment. Okay, so Sebi basically, if we see three aspects, like promoting, okay, protecting, promoting, and regulation of intermediaries. Okay, so if we see development of market, means definitely Sebi it works for the growth of the securities market. How it works for the growth of the securities market means by framing policies, by through reforms. Okay, securities market through reforms, and also making policies that encourage the investments. Okay, so by doing all these aspects, development of securities market can be possible through the Sebi. Okay, then education and awareness. So what does education and awareness means? Sebi educates, okay, or else Sebi educates investors about market risks and opportunities, aiming to enhance their understanding and decision making ability. Means by providing accurate information to the public or else the investors, and by giving them education regarding the market risks involved, okay, in the securities market, and also giving them information about the opportunities in the market, the risks in the market, okay, and aiming these investors by the Sebi to enhance their understanding ability, okay, by providing all this information. And also it will be possible by taking decisions, okay, decision making ability may also be increased, okay, by the investors through the Sebi. It means that education and awareness is also important in the objectives of Sebi. And another aspect is a regulation of intermediaries, okay. So regulation of intermediaries means Sebi oversees intermediaries like brokers and mutual funds to ensure they operate ethically and comply with regulatory standards, okay. That is regulation of intermediaries. We all know that intermediaries are nothing but the brokers and the mutual funds, okay. So whenever investor investing, okay, with the help of these brokers and mutual funds, definitely there should be regulation on these intermediaries, okay. So Sebi ensures that, okay, Sebi ensures that to the investors. How means it oversees the intermediaries, okay, and it ensures that these intermediaries operate ethically and also they comply with the regulatory standards of the Sebi. Next, research analysis. It means that Sebi conducts research to understand market dynamics and it formulates policies based on empirical data and trends, right? Means first of all Sebi conducts a research in the market. Why? Because it has to understand the market dynamics, how the market is going on, because definitely market means market fluctuates. So the ups and downs in the market dynamics should be known by the Sebi. Then only it can give information, accurate information regarding the market to the investors. So depending upon the information given by the Sebi, investors come forward to invest their money in the securities market, okay. So therefore Sebi conducts proper research and then analysis. Means after researching it formulates some policies based on that data, okay, and trends. So this is another objective of the Sebi. Then last one, enforcement of rules. So Sebi enforces regulations strictly, okay, with market discipline and uphold investor confidence in the securities market, okay. So enforcement of rules is also the last objective which upholds the investor confidence, okay. Why? Because if there are some rules means which regulates these markets, which regulates the companies, which regulates the intermediaries, okay, then definitely investor will have a confidence. Then he can the investor will come forward to invest their money in the securities market. Then what is the purpose, the basic purpose of the Sebi, okay. So what is the purpose means the if we see here, the main purpose is to facilitate efficient mobilization and allocation of resources through the securities market. Okay, in a country, to create a good environment means, how to create a good environment in a country means by facilitating the efficient mobilization of the financial resources and also allocation of those resources through the securities market. Okay, so what is this environment? What environment consists of means, environment consists of rules and regulations, policy frameworks, practices and infrastructures to meet the needs of the groups of the market. Means, what are those groups? Means, in market consists of basically mainly three groups. Okay, so who are they? Means, issuers, investors, intermediaries. Okay, so again I'm repeating, under marketing environment, three persons or else three groups involved are issuers, investors, intermediaries. Okay, so issuers are nothing but the companies who issues the securities like shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Okay, so Sebi aims to provide a marketplace to the issuers. Okay, marketplace to the issuers, where they can confidently look forward to raise the required amount of funds in an easy and efficient manner. Okay, so first group is issuers, which are nothing but the companies who come forward. So Sebi gives them, or else Sebi provides them a marketplace, okay, to issue their shares or debentures to the public. Why companies has to issue their shares or debentures to the public means, if at all any company wants to increase their capital, okay, so if at all it wants to increase its capital means, or else the investment, it wants the investment means, so by selling their shares to the public, it will pool the amount, okay, for its requirement from the public, okay, by selling their shares to the public. So the market will be provided by the Sebi to those companies, okay, who are known as the issuers. Okay, why means, to raise the funds in their company, okay, through issuing their securities to the public. If we see next one, investors. So investors means Sebi aims to protect the right and interest of investors by providing adequate, accurate, authentic information. Okay, why? Because depending upon Sebi information only, investors come forward to invest their money in the companies. So therefore Sebi aims to protect the rights and interest of the investors, okay, by providing adequate, accurate and authentic information on a regular basis. Okay, means it formulates and enforces regulations also. It ensures investors are provided with accurate and transparent information about securities and investment products. Okay, if we see about intermediaries, okay, in order to enable the intermediaries, so if we see this third aspect regarding the intermediaries, it provides better service to the investors and the issuers, and Sebi provides a competitive, professionalized and expanding market to them, having adequate and efficient infrastructure. Okay, so it provides them for intermediaries also, okay, competitive and professionalized market. Okay, and if we see about these intermediaries, Sebi oversees these brokers, investment advisors and mutual funds, and ensures regarding these intermediaries adherence to regulatory norms. Means these intermediaries work function according to the norms of the Sebi, okay, and it acts in best interest of investors. It ensures that these intermediaries acts the best interest of investors, okay. So this is the purpose and role of Sebi. If we see the functions of a Sebi means, okay, functions of Sebi can be categorized into three aspects. One is regulatory, okay, and the other one is developmental functions, and the third one is protective functions, okay. So regulatory functions, developmental functions, and protective functions. So under regulatory functions we will see the aspects like registering the agents and brokers, notifying the rules and regulations, okay, levying penalties, regulating the investment schemes, preventing the fraudulent activities likewise. So we'll see in brief, okay. So what are the functions of Sebi? Under functions, first is regulatory functions. So regulatory functions means, first one is under regulatory functions, registration of brokers and agents. So definitely if any person, any intermediary want to participate in the securities market means registration is compulsory. So this is the regulatory function. It registers brokers, sub-brokers, transfer agents, merchant bankers, etc. Okay, and another function is notification of rules and regulations, okay. So whenever new rules, whenever there are regulations in Sebi, okay, so all those will be notified through a notification, okay. So notifies rules and regulations for the smooth functioning of all intermediaries in the securities market, because through notification it notifies about the changes in the rules or else any amendments in the regulations, all can be known to the securities market. Like the issuers will be known, investors known, intermediaries also come to know about all those things. And another one is levying of fees. It levies fees, penalties and other charges for contravening its directions and orders. So levying fees is related to the not only regular fees related to those securities but penalties. So when penalties comes over means whenever any issuer or else whenever any investor or else whenever any intermediary contravenes the rules and regulations of Sebi, okay, contravenes the directions and orders of the Sebi, then they are going to be penalized, okay. Penalties can be levied on them. Next one is regulator of investment schemes, okay. Sebi functions as a regulator on investment schemes. It registers and regulates collective investment schemes and mutual funds, okay, like CIS, collective investment schemes and mutual funds. So these all, they will collect the amount, okay, and they will invest in other companies, okay. So while doing this type of intermediary, okay, so the Sebi regulates those mutual funds or else the CIS, okay. Why? Because it has to safeguard the interest of the investor, so therefore it regulates these type of things. Next, prohibits unfair trade practices. Sebi prohibits fraudulent and unfair trade practices, okay. Likewise, inspection and inquiries. It undertakes inspection and conducts inquiries and audit of stock exchanges, okay. If at all there are any discrepancies or else anything can be inspected by the Sebi. It can call for inquiry, it can call for inspection, okay. And performing and exercising the powers. It performs and exercises such powers under Securities Contracts Regulation Act as have been delegated to it by the Government of India, okay. performing and exercising the powers. All these comes under the regulatory functions. Okay, if we see development functions, so development functions are nothing but the promoting of our securities market, developing our securities market. Why means, so it gives profit to the investors. Development of issuers will be seen, development of investors can be seen, development of intermediaries also can be seen. Okay, so development functions of SEBI means training to intermediaries. Okay, how they can develop means training to intermediaries, because these are the key persons who involved in the securities market. They will assist the investors. Okay, so therefore, first of all, intermediaries should have knowledge regarding the securities market. So therefore, SEBI gives training to those intermediaries. It promotes training of intermediaries of securities, and it promotion of fair trade. Okay, so promotion of fair trade, it promotes fair trade practices by making underwriting optional. Okay, and the other one is research. It publish information useful to market participants for conducting research. We studied in objectives. Research and analysis will be made by the SEBI. It knows about the market trends. It tries to knows about the market. Okay, how the market is now, the ups and downs in the market. Okay, then regarding that market, it will publish research, publishes information useful to market participants for conducting the research. Okay, and if we see the third aspect, protective functions. So protective functions of SEBI are preventing insider trading. Okay, what does this mean? Means it does so by prohibiting insiders such as directors who are working within the company. Insider trading is nothing but, for example, the directors of the company, the employees of the company. Okay, for example, so to make profit through trading of securities, these persons who are working within the company, they may use confidential, price sensitive information. So this is known as, okay, this is known as the insider trading. Okay, then if we see, it prohibits fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Okay, insider trading comes under this fraudulent and unfair trade practices only. Okay, so it prohibits fraudulent and unfair trade practices in the security market, such as price rigging, okay, and sale or purchase of securities through misleading statements. Okay, likewise, for example, even though the company's financial performance is not good, but also but even though, okay, by giving the misleading statements, it may hike its company's shares. Okay, so unknowingly the investors may invest in such type of companies. So it is a fraudulent activity. Likewise, so by not encouraging these type of activities, SEBI take these protective functions. Okay, and it promotes fair practices, means code of conduct in the securities market is maintained, okay, in the companies. So it looks after the interest of the debenture holders in terms of any midterm revision of interest rates, etc. Okay, fair practices, we all know debenture holders are nothing but the persons who give credit to the companies. Okay, so for that they debentures will be issued to those persons. If at all, according not to the agreement, okay, if at all there are any revisions in the company, okay, regarding these interest rates, definitely it is unfair trade practice. Okay, so these SEBI, they will protect those debenture holders, okay, from these unfair trade practices. Okay, and it educates the investors, means it gives a proper information, accurate information through publishing in their publishing or by notifying. Okay, so through this investors will be educated, okay, on securities market. If we see the organization structure, how will be the organization structure means SEBI is managed by its members like the chairman who is nominated by the Union Government of India. Okay, so the chairman, 2 members, okay, from Union Finance Ministry, and one member from Reserve Bank of India, and remaining 5 members are nominated by the Union Government of India. Out of them, at least 3 shall be whole-time members. Okay, so this is the organization structure. Chairman is compulsory, 2 members from the central government, Union Finance Ministry, 1 member from the RBI. Okay, and the remaining 5 members are nominated by the Union Government of India. Okay, then if we see the powers of SEBI means, we can categorize these powers into 3 aspects like quasi-judicial, quasi-executive, quasi-legislative. Okay, judicial, executive and legislative. Judicial is pertaining to give judgments on unethical and fraudulent activities. And if we see about the executive powers means power to implement regulations and take legal actions against violations. Okay, and if we see legislative works means it frames the rules and regulations to protect the interest of the investors. So these are the powers. So let us see the powers. So first one is power to make and amend by laws of stock exchanges. Okay, so power to make and amend bylaws of stock exchanges means SEBI can create and modify rules or bylaws that can govern the operations and conduct of stock exchanges and ensuring compliance with regulatory standards. Okay, so it can create or it can modify the rules which governs the operations of all these securities market, stock exchanges. Okay, then power to supersede governing body of a recognized stock exchange and office bearer. Okay, so SEBI can replace the management body and officials of a recognized stock exchange if it finds irregularities or non-compliances with regulations. Okay, in such case SEBI can supersede governing body means already now we have, for example, a SEBI governing body. Okay, the chairman, the 2 members of central government, Union Finance Ministers, all the things may be there. But if at all on the reason that of irregularities or else non-compliance with regulations, okay, then the SEBI can supersede those governing body. Okay, then power to suspend business of stock exchange means SEBI can temporarily halt trading activities at a stock exchange for up to 14 days. Okay, and necessary if it and it can maintain market integrity or protect investors' interest. So power to suspend business of a stock exchange means SEBI can temporarily, it can stop, it can halt the trading activities for up to 14 days. Okay, so if it is necessary, it can stop, okay, to maintain the integrity of the market, okay, or else to protect the interest of the investor. Okay, so if we see another aspect, power to call periodical returns and other information. So SEBI can request regular reports and explanations from the recognized stock exchanges to monitor their activities and ensure regulatory compliance. Okay, so periodical calling returns means it can call the issuers or else the companies, okay, or else the intermediaries. It can request regular reports, explanation from those recognized stock exchanges, and they will monitor the activities. Why? Because they have to ensure the compliances, regulatory compliances of the SEBI rules and regulations. If we see power to direct inquiries means SEBI can initiate inquiries into the operations and affairs of stock exchanges and their members to investigate the potential violations of securities laws. If at all there are any violation in the securities laws means, okay, definitely SEBI can initiate inquiry into the operations and the affairs of stock exchanges. And if we see power to grant registration to market intermediaries means, SEBI is responsible for granting registration to entities such as brokers, depositors, mutual funds, and ensuring they meet regulatory requirements before operating in the market. Okay, so power to grant registration. We all know that the persons who are involved in this marketing securities market environment, they have to register. Okay, so this registration will be done by the SEBI. SEBI is responsible for granting the registration to those entities like brokers, depositors, mutual funds, etc. Okay, and power to levy fees and charges. SEBI can impose fees and charges on market participants for services provided, okay, such as registration fee, filing fees, okay, to fund its regulatory activities. In order to move on, okay, so its regulatory activities, the fund should be raised, okay, so that will be taken from in the form of these fees like registration fees, filing of returns, for all such things, okay. And if we see power to grant license to dealers in securities, SEBI SEBI issues licenses to dealers in securities, okay, so it ensures they adhere to the regulatory standards and operate legally within the securities market, okay. So then only SEBI will give license to those leaders, so therefore dealers, okay. So therefore it has the power to grant license to dealers. And powers as a civil court means, SEBI has the authority to summon, okay, and production of documents like and issuing the commissions for examination of witnesses or documents, similar to a civil court, okay, when conducting investigations or proceedings related to securities violations. So in all those aspects, as the civil court has powers, okay, SEBI has also authority, okay, over the persons or else the companies who are involved here, okay, to produce the documents or else to issue commission for examinations of those documents or else, okay. So to conduct investigation that these all the proceedings of the SEBI are going well in the company or else going well in those persons, all this can be seen by the SEBI. Means we can say that it handles like as a civil court, okay. So all these are the powers of SEBI.